record, you gotta remember that record button. You got to remember the record button. Okay, what's good, YouTube? New video. Why do I keep on feeling like I'm about to say new music video? Why? I'm not like, damn, I'm sorry. Anyways, if you guys haven't been living under a fucking boulder or a rock, you guys would know that, the Tate brothers have been free. And, you know what I mean? So it's like, my man Andrew Tate, he's literally enjoying his freedom though. Came out, did his little interview, stuff like that, and like, he was inside his, nice little house, pacing back and forth with that cigar in his mouth, like, you know what I mean? Like, shirtless and shit. You're like, yo, bro, trying to record me real quick? Bet, just walking back and forth with a cigar, you know what I mean? Being all cool and stuff like that. Top G shit. But yeah. Other than that though, I've been seeing this all over fucking Twitter because, South Park added a character who is strangely familiar. Let's see.
I'm just trying to combat the messages that the liberal left is putting out to young men about their male instincts being toxic.
Oh my gosh.
It sounds too gay.
Well, they finally did it. South Park finally made fun of Andrew Tate. Except his name isn't Andrew Tate, but he looks just like Tate, but he
exactly
doesn't sound like Tate. Let's break it down. Season 26.
I feel like there's probably a reason why they're doing that. Like, they're not actually name dropping him. Because if anything, that would just give him even more clout. Like, nigga, Andrew Tate, your name is in a South Park episode. Like, what? They name dropped you.
Has already come to a close with its 6th episode, Spring Break, an episode that at its core...
I'm not gonna lie to you, I did kind of fall off South Park. I kind of did fall off South Park. I'm not gonna hold you. And I really did want to get back into it when they were doing like their COVID stuff and stuff like that. But when they came back as like adults, I was just like, I can't do this. Even though they came back as like kids, I don't know. That just took me out.
Proposes a question a lot of South Park fans already had. What's going to happen to Garrison as a character if Trump runs for president again in 2024? And the answer, as Rick says, is that we'll just have to wait and see what happens.
Just gotta wait and see.
Although, as soon as I started recording this video, Trump just got indicted in real life, which means this episode either had the best timing or the worst timing. Side note, but I definitely think this title is just a smidge meta with how the show has been releasing over the last year or so, with some content in the beginning of the year, followed by a spring hiatus, before ramping up again.
Donald Trump really got indicted though. That is crazy. Y'all really think he gonna go take my words, use them right. Anyways, y'all think he really gonna go to jail? Like, be arrested? On 9 yards, you know what I mean? Be in handcuffs, behind a prison cell? Of course not. It's fucking Donald Trump. He's a millionaire, billionaire, whatever.
Paramount Plus specials.
And he's a former fucking president. Come on now. But this is the thing, though. I feel like they're going to try to make an example. Like, even the former president, we could lock you up. You know what I mean? You see what we did to the former president? This could be you, too.
And get the audience while also letting us know that they'll be back with more in a few months. Anyways, for those who need a refresher, Season 20 of South Park lined up perfectly with the presidential election of 2016. With this season featuring an ongoing storyline, Matt and Trey decided to poke fun at Trump by having Mr. Garrison as a stand-in. Fake tan, blonde wig and all. However, what was clearly supposed to be a running joke contained to a single season ended up becoming a bigger part of the show, as it was clear Matt, Trey, and the team behind
I didn't enjoy this though. I was still fucking with South Park during this moment. Actually, I don't think I was ever watching this shit in real time, because I would just watch like episodes online. Like, that's what I would really do, like stream them. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I've really been watching South Park in real time. It's not really been me.
South Park was confident
but I did fuck with this plot line though.
Season 20 storyline accordingly. So when Trump won in real life, Garrison won in the show, remaining president in universe for the next 4 years, basically becoming a non-character who seldomly appeared. Until the vaccination special, where he was back to being regular old Herb. And since then, up until this episode, I don't think they ever addressed the fact that he was president. But what they did do was give him a new boyfriend in season 25, with Rick being introduced in Pajama Day. Garrison shoves the relationship down his students' throats, despite none of them being even remotely interested in his love life.
Like, bro, ain't nobody give a fuck about your new nigga. Like, come on, bro, teach us math.
The time.
Actually, that is something a kid would never fucking say. Like, bro, get to science, man, because that was one of my favorite subjects.
He didn't even break things off with some other dude he was seeing, Marcus. And Rick's been around ever since. Honestly, Rick's pretty amusing as a character, as he's just the straight man to all of Garrison's antics. Wait, is straight man the proper terminology? This episode sees Garrison's Trump era collide with his relationship.
Is straight man the proper terminology? Gay man, like
spring
Jesus.
vacation in Myrtle Beach. Rick voicing his concerns over Garrison slipping back into his old ways.
He literally got the left earring on.
The way it's all phrased is clearly supposed to sound like Garrison.
Now, that left earring shit really fucked me up as a kid, though, because I never knew having an earring on just your left ear meant that you were gay. I did not know that. I was a child. Of course, why would I know that? Like, man, because I remember when I kept telling my cousins that I wanted to get my ears pierced, and they said, on what ear? And then I said, because at first I only wanted that one piercing shit, and then they said, on what ear? And then I said, my left. And then they started laughing. I'm like, for what? And then you know how when cousins, like, they just want to drag out the fucking joke, so they want to call everybody else over, like, yo, bro, like, yo, Brendan. That's my real name. Like, yo, Brendan. What, like, where do you want to get your earring at? On my, and then, like, they're always just looking at me, so I folded. I'm just like, on my right. He said, nah, you didn't say that at first. I'm like, you see, now you're dragging it. What's the, like, what does that mean? Then they finally meant to mean like that, like, it means you're gay. I'm just like, Jesus, you couldn't just say that to begin with? You had to drag it like that?
Person wants to hit
like,
up a swinger club or something.
Dickheads.
But in actuality, it's a MAGA store. Full of people still rallying and hoping for Garrison to make a comeback. Watching Garrison fail to resist temptation got a few laughs out of me. I love how Rick calling him in the middle of a rally mirrored Marcus calling him back in pajama day. And this kind of relapse makes perfect sense for his character. Bro hates the idea of being alone and is neglected by his students despite trying so hard to make them care about him in his personal life. And Trump fanatics are crazy. So of course their undying loyalty for their idol would be the perfect drug for Garrison. An unlimited supply of love and attention that he can be showered in for the rest of his life. But as Rick points out, and as Garrison knows, it's a hollow endeavor. These people don't care about Garrison as a person. They just care that he says the things they want him to
exactly
say. He regurgitates their talking points, and they worship the ever-living shit out of him. Even more so, they just want to rally. They want to feel important and feel as if they're fighting against some great injustice in America.
And that's the thing, bro. You, like, bro, I'm not even going, like, man, I'm not even going to get on there, bro. Like, you know, these kinds of people and stuff like that. Y'all want to feel oppressed and so, like, y'all want to feel oppressed so bad, bro. It's just so ridiculous in America. Where it's like there's so many people that come from privileged places and stuff like that, but it's like they just want to put on a facade or really act like they fighting for something. Like, bro, go find some water to wash your dick. Like, damn. And for like the Karens and women and Caucasian women out there, like, bro, go find some water and wash your asses. Like, Jesus, bro. Like, damn, what's wrong with having a privilege life? What's wrong with having a good life? Why are you trying to put on a facade like, I know how you feel? You don't. And it's fine, though. Like, sheesh.
Why they're still clinging on to Garrison, and are holding out for a re-election. Because fiction will always be more exciting than reality, and a lot of these people have nothing going on otherwise. Yeah, I have a feeling a lot of Trump supporters are not gonna like this episode.
Exactly, bro, because y'all got nothing better to fucking do. Literally, y'all have nothing better to do. Y'all literally have nothing going for yourselves in y'all normal lives. So y'all create problems and then pretend to try to be mad at them and pretend to try to fix them. Y'all niggas are bums. I'm not gonna hold you.
Garrison wants to resist the urge to rally for the sake of his relationship, as Rick truly detests everything about Garrison's president era, recognizing that these people are just dragging Garrison down with them. But we see Garrison given to temptation over and over again. Rick puts his foot down after Garrison blows off their beach day, and you think the physical toll all the rallying takes on Garrison's body would keep him sober. But when tempted by a Trumpy in the bathroom stall, he caves. Rick catches him in the act and decides to head back to Colorado, heartbroken and at his limit. This leads to a surprisingly emotionally charged moment where Garrison makes a big speech about love and the importance of relationships at a rally. How relationships are integral for people because they hold us accountable, especially when battling against addiction. Garrison apologizes to Rick for his constant betrayal, and he wants to make things right. And of course, his declaration of love fire-ups the crowd and causes the rally to spin out of control.
Okay, you see, I like how they spun this, though. I really like how they spun this. I really do like it when, like, cartoons and stuff like that, they, like, you know, recreate, like, real-life scenarios.
control, leading to another storming of the Capitol with the use of actual footage from the insurrection. So, if you've been waiting for South Park to talk about that, there it is, I guess. Garrison returns home and tells Rick he never wants to go through any of that again. But as we said earlier, Rick tells him they'll just have to wait and see what happens. Of course, right now in the real world, Trump has been gearing up to run for president yet again in 2024. So the best way for Matt and Trey to address this possibility was to recontextualize the storyline as an addiction. And if Trump really does run again, then chances are Garrison will have his biggest relapse yet. Which is a really depressing way to go about it. Classic
Yeah.
South Park. But since Trump just got indicted, I'm really curious to see how they'll play it off in the next season. Man, the day after the episode premiered, not even a full 24 hours! South Park got them inspired for real. I feel like this episode and the recontextualization of Garrison's presidency made me really like.
And then I know there's just gonna be a whole bunch of people talking about something. This is too meta. Like, I miss the old episodes where it was just random and episodic. Now all they do is just talk about real life. Like, shut up.
Rick as a character.
Like, don't
and
watch it
care
then.
about their relationship. Rick's other appearances made me feel like he didn't actually like Garrison all too much, given that he was straight up using ChatGPT to reply to his text. But now I see it way
Chat GBT shit, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I haven't used it yet. I haven't found a reason to use it. But hey, man, that shit does sound clutch.
more as someone who puts up a
You know, that's one of the that's one of the clutchest things of. Okay, hold on. That's one of the clutcher sides of AI that I've seen so far.
all this bullshit because he truly cares about him. He wants to help him work through all of his problems, so the two could come out of this stronger together than they were before. I do kind of wish this episode just separated Garrison from Trump entirely, but I'd be lying if I said this wasn't an interesting direction to take his character in. I'm just still burnt from season 20 in general, and the idea of revisiting a concept from one of my least favorite seasons when the show is on a hot streak doesn't sound all that appealing to me. I guess we'll see how this whole Trump situation unfolds before season 27 starts up next year, but all I can ask for is that the show doesn't give the subplot too much focus. I think just one episode to follow up on it like they did here would be enough. But all of that was just the A-plot for the episode. Now it's time to touch on the B-plot, which was centered around Stan and Randy's spring break.
You get my wallet from the upstairs?
Yeah, as soon as we're done with the psycher phase, I have 5 psycher units.
Oh my god, this is so embarrassing.
Oh my god. this is
Sharon
so
and
good.
Shelly head to Santa Fe for spring break, while Randy and Stan stay behind. And Randy wants to get wild on spring break.
Spring break, spring break, spring break!
Unsurprisingly, Stan just wants
Just like, yo, Stan, how old? Wait, hold on. That's not Stan. Hold on. Randy, Randy. Randy, how? Yo, you is a grown ass man. You still getting excited about fucking spring break, bro?
to take it easy
Like, bro, go to work.
and play Warhammer 40k for the entirety of his break, which
I respect you, Stan.
upsets Randy because he's been going through a 23-season midlife crisis and wants to party like a frat boy. So Randy tries to spin this as his son being unknowingly dragged down by society, and that the woke mob wants to suppress
Society.
their masculine urges. And you know, it's not that his son is a 10-year-old elementary schooler who just wants to play miniature war games with his friends.
Like, bro, he's literally 10 years old. Like, what the fuck? Like, come on now. Like, he literally just want, like, come on. Randy, really?
Convinced you that your natural, innate male desires are toxic.
Bro, who put Randy on the Hamza videos? Is he a Jeffrey or an Adonis? Let us know in the comments down below.
Like, bro, this nigga downed the whole bottle of red pills.
Randy tries to awaken the party animal within Stan and Tolkien by throwing a rager and showering them with strippers, provided by the infamous Romanian sex trafficker, not Andrew Tate. Yeah, again, he looks just like Andrew Tate, cigar, luxury brand jacket, and all.
Like, come on. Come on.
But he has a generic accent,
I saw people on Twitter talking about something. They like Andrew should sue for defamation of character because they're calling him a sex trafficker. I'm like, my nigga. It's like, it's a show. That's literally what South Park is known for. Relax. I'm pretty sure Andrew Tate isn't that pressed about being called a sex trafficker on a South Park episode. Like, come on, bro.
limited English vocabulary.
And it's not like they name dropped him, so shut up.
And is named Alonzo Fininsky?
That's Alonzo Fininsky, the Romanian sex
Alonzo
trafficker.
Fininsky.
He's only in 2 scenes, the second of which sees him get in a shootout with the police. The similarities to Tate really end with his design and occupation. Now, I made a video a few weeks ago that absolutely
Nigga said occupation. Okay, no. You know, innocent till proven guilty. Y'all niggas need to relax, even though there has been some very critical, substantial evidence that has came out and stuff like that. But hey, regardless of the evidence that still that came out and stuff, it could still go either way when it comes to it, because it's like, you know, I'm not trying to really deep dive into it, you know, because like I did react to a playback video when they, like, you know, spoke about the more evidence that came out against him, and it's like, you know, you can go back and watch that reaction, but I'm not gonna like go into a whole deep dive about this shit.
We bombed pitching episode ideas, and in that video,
And I also don't care enough to.
I said that I couldn't see South Park doing an entire episode around Tate, and that something along the lines of Cartman starting an influencer course and dressing up like Tate would be way more fitting. And honestly, I still think that would have been better. Having one
That would have been kind of fire, though. Imagine if Cartman basically became Tate. That would have been fire. That would have been fire. Or if they made Randy do it, like he grew out a beard or something, or like he shaved off his hair and glued it on as like a beard. That would have been hilarious.
Walmart Tate here felt like Matt and Trey really couldn't have cared less about the guy, but saw the buttload of requests for an episode on him. But in the process, I feel like they lost everything that would have made Tate entertaining to parody. I'm glad they decided to meet people halfway by having a Tate-esque character pop in during the episode, but it left a lot to be desired. However, given that this current era of South Park has had a knack for bringing seemingly one-off characters or groups back for at least an episode or two, like with the Realtor Agency or the Little Cuties, I wouldn't be surprised if Alonzo Tate makes a comeback in this year's Paramount specials or season 27, especially if Tate gets free from prison or officially charged.
Little Cuties. This nigga Sneeko is really, like, you know, he's really doubling down on liking that movie. Yeah.
While we enter this little spring hiatus. But yeah, while I enjoyed the subplot, there's no denying that it was a little half-baked. With respect, this episode was definitely one where their quick turnaround schedule worked a little against them rather than for them. They definitely cut corners on the production side of things, as all the Warhammer figures were live action, alongside the footage of the insurrection saving some time on animation. Hell, even the cops at the end of that bit were imposed on top of a photo of the White House. Don't get me wrong, that in itself creates a little bit of comedy for me. I don't know, South Park mixing mediums will always amuse me, but they just use these same techniques in Japanese Toilet, which was another episode fans felt was a little
Same technique in
half-baked.
Japanese
The
toilets.
jokes here could have been a bit sharper as well. This season making Randy the character who's caught up in the culture war is a funny idea on its own, but that felt like the only joke in the entire B story. I feel like they could have got some great gags out of the strippers also being into Warhammer, leaving Randy dumbfounded. I did enjoy seeing Randy and Steve interact and be civil with each other after Randy declared war on Credigree last season. Randy trying to convince Steve that this generation is soft thanks to the idea of toxic masculinity, only for Steven to basically have the same reaction as Stan and Tolkien. There's apparently been discourse
fuck are you
lately
talking
between
about?
new South Park fans and old South Park fans, which is a video all on its own. And how Randy was acting here definitely reminded me of some things I've seen online. This season definitely dialed back on the integrity stuff quite a bit, which I think was necessary. I'd take goofy, immature Randy over integrity. My entire personality is weed Randy any day. And that comes from someone who loves the green. All in all, this episode was solid.
That's coming from somebody who loves the green. Oh my gosh. I've actually stopped smoking, you know? I'm actually on my, 1 week in right now, you know? Congrats to me.
Garrison's story definitely outshined the Randy.
Just taking a little break.
That one just needed another draft. Not the greatest season finale.
Too much of something
but I
that
feel like
you
they treat the
consider good turns into a bad thing. Learn that.
on specials more like season finales or special events at this point. And I mean, they basically are. And with that, season 26 comes to a close. All things considered, this was still one of my favorite seasons in a while. It's on the same level as season 25 for me. The show definitely needs to keep up this format of being mainly episodic, while incorporating a lot of the show's history into its stories. Dick and Boss is probably my favorite of the season, just because Butters and Kenny are two of my favorite characters, and in my opinion it did the best job of incorporating current events into a character-driven story. But as always, these are just my thoughts, and I would love to hear yours. What'd you think of Spring Break? What'd you think of season 26? What was your favorite episode from The Batch?
I ain't watch it. Should I though? I might do that on Kick.
Let us know in the comments down below, and keep the conversation going by giving us a follow at RoundtableVids and at OffShockBox on Instagram and Twitter. And if you enjoyed this video, please remember to like and subscribe to the Roundtable for more great cartoon content. Thank you.
Exactly, same thing. Yo, y'all should be doing the same exact thing. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe to the video. You know what I mean? WVid. Next. See y'all next time.